atrociously rainy day down here in Dorset. It's the 6th of February, 1634 on the 6th of February. So it's only a week since we were at Paynton Zoo, and my goodness, how different the weather is. It's just awful today, wind and rain. So we thought we'd have a warming, very, very fast soup. The theme today we've got is Andre's Magic of the Movies, because it's such a cosy feel and the kitchen's lovely and warm, even though it's absolutely atrocious out there. So what I'm going to make for you today is the quickest soup. Students, obviously I'm mainly talking to you because I was a student myself in Liverpool in the 1980s, late 80s, early 90s. I lived in a house pretty much like the young one's house, if I'm honest. It couldn't have been more of a stereotype. This is a quick, nutritious, cheap meal in seconds. I'm taking a lot of shortcuts with it, so I'm going to use, instead of chicken stock that I've either made myself or that I've bought in a pot, I'm going to use one of these Knorr stock pots. Can just put this, drop this camera, do you want to come over to the saucepan? Drop the stock pots, oh I just better get a spoon, excuse me. Drop the stock pot into the saucepan. They're ideal little things, these, very concentrated flavour. Let's get a little bit of boiling water. Got a new whisk, viewers, it's actually got a handle, so I'm quite pleased with that. So that's almost boiling, that'll be absolutely fine. So I'm going to put the water into the pan on top of the stock pot, using probably about a pint and a half, 2 pints of water there. Whisk that round. Now that is a chicken stock cube, but you could obviously use vegetable stock. Just whisk it around there, that's smelling gorgeous already. And that's just the stock cube. Then I've got to add to it 1 small leek chopped up, 2 potatoes. These carrots are just basics carrots because really it doesn't matter, they're going in the soup, so there's nothing posh about those. Some were thick, some were thin. In they go. So I'm going to tip those in. In fact, James, would you like to be my assistant? See if you can
sure.
Yeah, okay, come on. Put them in very carefully, don't splash yourself. I think probably use your hands. Use your hands with the vegetables. Yeah, that's it. Very carefully so it doesn't splash. Well, don't worry about that one. No, don't put it back in off there. That's it. Push them in. There we go. Right, now I'm going to give that, thank you very much. Lovely James there. And I'm going to give that a quick stir. Put the heat on quite high for about 8 minutes, something like that. Pop the lid on and we'll come back to that. I'll turn it down and stir it after about 8 minutes, and I'll probably stir it once again. We'll come back to that in half an hour, and that is all in one pot. I didn't saute the vegetables. This is a shortcut. Despite not sauteing, it will be absolutely delicious. So I'll see you in half an hour, viewers. Hello, viewers. One thing that goes really, really well with soup, of course, is bread, and there's nothing like homemade bread, and I'm going to show you a very, very easy shortcut, something absolutely delicious, which is a recipe I made up completely by accident about 2 years ago, and it works so well that I often do it. This is just a packet of bread mix. Now, this is to take a shortcut. Obviously, you could make up bread with strong white bread flour, yeast, warm water, a bit of sugar and salt. I'm cheating because I'm wanting to be quick, and also, you know, you're students, you don't have much time. This is very, very cheap to buy. It's a supermarket owned brand, so I think it's about 75p, that one. So in it's going into the bowl. There we go. So that's the Sainsbury's one. They're all good. They're all good. Just don't get them out of date. Make sure there's plenty of date on them because I think it does make a difference. So there we are with the bread mix. Okay, and I've got here a Dolmio stirring sauce, which I'm going to add to the bread mix. As simple as that. Because if you notice on the packet, it says to put a little bit of oil and some warm water with it. Well, we're going to add a little bit of warm water as well to make the yeast work, but we're going to add less than it says on the packet just to make a nice dough. Okay, so there's the Dolmio going in. Now, this is going to be a vegetarian bread, but it really does work well if you put in little bits of bacon as well. Although, you can also use this bread when it's made to make the most delicious bacon sandwich ever with brown sauce, off the scale gorgeous. So what I'm going to do is just take a knife here, mix that in, and then add, now the recipe called for 330 mils of water, so we've obviously had some there going with the sauce, so I'm just going to add about 200 mils of water. I mean, if you want to measure, that's absolutely fine. I'm going to make a dough. And when the dough is made, do you want to just zoom in camera there? You can see it's turning into a sun-dried tomato bread already. I think that's going to be more than enough water. And I'm going to make, you've still got Andre, Magic of the Movies. It's lovely. This is the Love Things to Romeo and Juliet, I think. I like this one. Yeah, so I'm going to, when this dough is made, just a little bit more water there. When this is made, I'm going to knead it for about 10 minutes. Then I'm going to cover it in cling film for about an hour in a warm place, re-knead it, and then we'll come back to that and I'll show you what it looks like. We might make it into a plaited loaf or something like that, or just one big loaf. Nice and easy, nothing too fancy, just shoved in the oven on a baking tray. Okay, so see you in a bit, viewers. Thank you, bye! Hello viewers! Well, the soup's been on for about half an hour, 40 minutes, so we'll have a little look at it. One thing I want to say about soup is you can put pretty much anything in it. It was a bit of a mystery to me when I was a student and I was first cooking. Like, oh no, I was really frightened of soup. How do you do it? Really, chicken stock is a very good base, vegetable stock for vegetarians. You can add pretty much anything except the brassicas. I would never put cabbage, broccoli, sprouts, and nothing like that. Bell peppers, great, lentils, all sorts of soup mixes. This is good, this stuff which is, you have to leave it overnight in cold water. So it's just soup mix that you can buy in these supermarkets. And you must boil it rapidly for at least 10-15 minutes because it can give you a very nasty tummy ache. I think it contains salmonella if you're not careful with it. But that's a good standby. Then you just got to think ahead the night before there. Into our soup now, I could add, I had a little look in the fridge to see what leftovers I've got. I've got this pasta that was cooked yesterday, there's a little bit left over there. That would be fantastic in it. Same if there was some rice, similar. A lot of people say you shouldn't put 2 starches in a soup, but I don't hold with that at all because I think you want to feel full, it's cheap, and it's good for you. As long as you don't have too much starch, obviously. This is the end of a packet of lentils and kidney beans that I opened yesterday, and it's probably, you know, you could put maybe a quarter of that or a third. But I'm not going to put that in now. Also, another thing is a lot of people saute an onion to start a soup, which I tend to do, but I've got people in the house that don't like onions, so we leave that out, it doesn't really matter. Garlic can make it a bit strong. I think the only thing I wouldn't put directly in is mushrooms. I tend to fry them first just to take a bit of the colour off, otherwise it turns it all black. Anyway, so let's just have a little look at the soup then, Cameron, if you want to come around and have a little look. And as I said, this is all in one pot, I'm not using a blender or anything. So let's have a look how that's gone on. Well, that's absolutely lovely. It smells gorgeous. So you can season that with a bit of salt and pepper. And you can serve it up like that. Or as I say, add the pasta maybe. That is absolutely lovely. But what I'm going to do is just, with this potato masher, I'm just going to make it a little bit smoother. I don't want the trouble of washing up. I'm a busy student, I've got a tutorial to go to, so I don't want to wash the blender. But if I had time on my hands, yes, I could put it in the blender and make a really, really smooth soup. But I actually prefer to leave a bit of the texture of the vegetables in it. So for us, I think that is pretty much done, looks absolutely lovely. So if I just, excuse me, James can grab a bowl. Oh, actually, James, would you just like to add some parsley for me? Catherine, would you like to show the viewers the lovely James there? Okay, James, you want to put the parsley into the soup because we tend to put that in at the end, don't we? Because it doesn't lose all its flavour into the soup then, which is good. And I'll just get a bowl out. Here we are. Okay, so if I give that a stir around, that looks absolutely lovely. Some croutons would go very nicely with that as well. So let's just show you. Well, look at that. I mean, it smells phenomenal. The stock cube, of course, did have traces of onion in it, so it didn't really need the onion. The smell is just gorgeous. I personally would put a bit of black pepper with that. Now, do you want to have a look at how the bread's doing? With this, we're going to eat tomorrow. We're not going to eat the two together. But so that's been kneaded for about 10 minutes and it's risen for about 20 so far, so I'll leave it for another 40 minutes, re-knead it, and then I'll probably just literally put it on a baking tray to make a great big old-fashioned loaf, which we will have tomorrow with our bacon sandwiches probably. So that's it from Louise's kitchen today. Viewers, take care and be kind to each other. Bye. Bye.